Welcome back to J Mac Lane, and today we are talking about self-care and wellness. So, taking care of yourself so that you can be at your best. Self-care is a vital part of maintaining good health and a vibrant life. So, it's a way of living that incorporates behaviors that help you to be refreshed, replenished, and your personal motivation just grows and you grow as a person. So, do you take care of yourself? And while my goal here is not to tell you what to do and not to tell you how to take care of yourself, is to get you in the mindset of what ways to take care of yourself. Well, that's where the tricky part begins, because self-care is any activity that we do deliberately in order to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. But it has to be deliberate. Although it's a simple concept in theory, it's simply not something that we do. We often overlook our own self-care, and good self-care is the key to improve mood as well as reduced anxiety and depression and all of that stuff. I mean, it is a stress eliminator, and it's also a key to a good relationship with oneself and a good relationship with others. So, how has quarantine affected our self-care? We're being locked away, we are less social, and we're less likely to seek out other ways outside of our home to complete our self-care. And then it doesn't help that with becoming less social, we've also lost sight of the benefits of a support system. A support system is very crucial to some because it really helps to build you up and helps to motivate you and helps you to see what you are doing and why you're doing it. So another important part is looking at what isn't self-care. So knowing what self-care is not might even be more important than knowing what self-care is. It's not something that we can force on ourselves. You can't force yourself into self-care or something that we don't enjoy doing. You have to enjoy it for it to be considered self-care. It refuels you. That's the key. The key is for it to never take away from you, but to always give back to you. So self-care isn't a selfish act either. It's not only about considering our needs, but it's rather about knowing what we need to do in order to take care of ourselves, and then subsequently that will allow us to be able to take care of others as well. That is, if I don't take care of myself enough, then I won't be in the place to give back to my loved ones. Especially if you have children, especially if you have loved ones or care that you're caring for, you have to care for yourself in order to be able to give them everything that they need. So in a few words, self-care is actually the key to living a balanced life. And the tricky part is, where do you start? So beginning self-care, you just have to remember to stick to the basics. Create a no list with things that you don't like, things that you no longer like to do or no longer want to do. That's going to be key, because that is going to tell you what is not going to be a part of your self-care. If you don't like to do it, if you once liked to do it but you don't, cool. Just list it out so that you can remember and that you can know. For example, not checking emails at night. You can make that decision. Some of us that work from home, we have a problem with setting boundaries for ourselves, and that can be one. Not checking your emails after a certain time. Not attending gatherings that you don't like. You don't always have to be a yes man. I had to learn that the hard way, that no is going to be a critical part of your healthy lifestyle. You have to learn how to say no. You have to learn to know what your boundary is. So, not answering your phone during lunch or dinner. That was a big one. And that's something that you can easily set that expectation for yourself. I'm not going to use my phone during the time where I eat. You have to eat. You have to eat. You have to enjoy your meal. How can you enjoy your meal if you're sitting there answering the phone, worried about what's going on? That goes for social media as well. Sometimes we have to give it a break, relax, stay away from it for a short time, and see how your mind takes you to a wonderful place once you do that. A nutritious and healthy diet is another way to do self-care. Getting enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night is what is recommended. Don't fall into the trap of the 4 hours and all that other stuff. Exercise is a good way to do self-care. It's really good for your emotional health, as well as your physical health. So it increases your serotonin levels, and then that leads to an improved mood, and your energy is improved and everything. So the most important thing about exercise is that you choose the form of exercise that is good for you. You have to choose something that you like to do. If that's dance, then dance. If that's yoga, do yoga. If that is Pilates, do Pilates. If it's karate, do karate. Kickboxing is another great choice too, and you can learn how to do self-defense at the same time. Another crucial part of self care is to follow up with your medical care. It's not unusual to put off checkups or visits to the doctor, but you have to keep up with your physical well being. And research these doctors and providers and make sure that you are getting the best care possible. Use relaxation techniques. Exercise or practicing meditation is a good thing to do for self-care. You can do this at any point in time. You can do it at any place, any time of the day. Also, I can't stress this enough. Spend enough time with your loved ones. Having intentional time with your loved ones is going to be a key to your self-care. Why? Because that intentional time with your loved ones is allowing you to regroup, refocus, and revamp, and also see what you're doing and why you're doing it. So, do at least one relaxing activity every day, taking a walk, spending 30 minutes unwinding, getting a massage. Do something every day for yourself, and do at least one pleasurable activity every day, whether that's listening to music, cooking, cleaning up. Some people enjoy cleaning. Some people enjoy doing virtual parties, virtual video calls with family and friends. That works too. But whatever you do, look for an opportunity to do self-care and be intentional and be direct with your self-care. This here quarantine can be a tricky thing. It's making people forget how to do certain things that they may have already been doing but just stop. So I challenge you to set up a self-care routine and see how you feel before and after. And don't forget, as with everything, self-care does take practice. So keep it up and be your best self every day.